Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Shanae Lian, and I hope you enjoy every single one of my videos. Now, this video I'm so excited to do because something that I really wanted to do for such a long time, and now I will be doing it more often. Every single time I have an appointment, I will be recording, and yeah, this is a little tutorial or watch me work video. So what you can see right now is what I'm doing is removing the polish and the fairy dust from her nails, and I sped up the video a bit. So but if you want, let me know in the comments down below if for any future videos you want the real speed, like the real time. This is my client Katrina. She comes to me every 2 weeks, and yeah, so for this I'm using a medium ceramic bit. But as I'm watching the video, like I guess this is one of the reasons why you should record yourself as well, is you can see it's taking me a bit longer than it really should. And for the next video, I will use a sanding band and we'll see the difference. We'll see if it makes a difference. But yeah, so today, well, on that day, because it's a whole different day now. But yeah, so as I'm removing the product, I'm just smoothing out the nail, getting it ready prepped for the refill. It's a 2-week refill, and just making sure everything's fine and what's not. So I'm gonna let you guys just watch this part, and I will be back when it's time for the acrylic application. Okay guys, I just wanted to come back and just say before this part ends, when you're filling off the product, also check to make sure there's no lifting. My client, she doesn't have any lifting, but yeah, so when removing product, if you realize any lifting, always remove the part that is lifting as well, as that will cause problems later down in the line. So yeah, just as you're filing, just if you see any lifting, just take it off. If I remember anything else, I'll come back and say, but yeah, I think I'm soon done here filing. And yeah, so just keep watching and enjoy. Okay, so now I'm finished taking off the product, just dusting off her hand and my tool, and now I've switched to my cuticle bit. I'm gonna spray with some alcohol first, just to, cleanse the nail. Then I'm going to use my cuticle bit and get all that cuticle off. Make sure the eponychium is clean, and just check in, because if you leave any cuticle on the nail while you apply the acrylic, you will get lifting. So just ensure all of that is off and it's really clean. And you don't, well, I don't know, sometimes I'm such a perfectionist, and sometimes I go over just to make sure, because every client is different. Like, no two clients are the same. That's something that I always say, because people like to, okay, this one service lasted like an hour and some or whatever the case is, but somebody else may last like 2 hours, which I do have a client like that. She has a lot more critical, and I really make sure to get all off to ensure that her enhancement stays as long as possible. But yeah, and I got this bit. This is a carbide bit. No, sorry, it's a diamond bit, and I got this from Paradise Beauty in Sheridan in Barbados. So I'm not sure if they still have, though. I haven't checked. But yeah. So just going over all around there. And not put it at a decent speed. You don't want it too low, but you don't want it too high. So just find a comfortable speed for you. And yeah, so now I'm switch out into my sanding band. And this sanding band is a 120 grit, I think. Either 120 or 140. But it's definitely safe for the natural nail. It won't leave any ring on fire unless you keep it on the nail too long, which then it will cause damage. But as you can see, I am not staying in one position for too long. I'm just ensuring, and when I'm prepping the natural nail, I'm also smoothing out the acrylic that may have gotten any ridges from the previous bit that I used. So yeah, just keep that in mind to make sure it's properly prepped. This is such an important part. I spend probably 30 minutes on prep alone. or sometimes 45, depending on the client. Like, it all depends on your client, because you may have a client that doesn't have a lot of cuticle, and then obviously it'd be less time spent. But no matter what, always make sure it is done correctly, as prep is the foundation. It's like building a house. You can't have a bad foundation and think you have a sturdy house. You have to have a really good foundation. And in this, you can see my client's hand is not positioned properly on the hand rest. I sometimes struggle to get my clients to properly place their hands, and that's why sometimes that can affect the set as well. But I'm kind of accustomed to it by now, so I just work with it. But I'm definitely getting a new hand rest, one of the ones that you see on like Amazon, like the tall white ones. So I'll definitely get one of those, and hopefully that improves the posture of my client's hand while I'm working, because it's very important, not only for the acrylic application but for the longevity of your career. Because if their hands are stiff or whatever the case is, that can affect you negatively in the health of your wrists and stuff. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna dust off with some acetone now and alcohol, both together. And I'm about to prime, sorry. And I use Cuscio, let's call it in Olive primer, I think, right? And I also use Valentino, which I love, love, love. And I do not prime all the nails at once. I go one by one, just to make sure, it. But by the time I move on to the other one, it isn't dried out or anything like that. But I used to wear my Valentino like before. If you watch my previous video, my nail tech must have essential, sorry. I stated that I previously used to use Mia Secret and Legacy nails, but I find that I love the consistency of Valentino. It's somewhat buttery and I love it. It doesn't dry too fast, but it doesn't it isn't runny, but it doesn't dry out too quick. So yeah, I definitely recommend Valentino, and I get mine from KRB Source and Supply. It's $40, but it's definitely worth it. If you're in the United States or Canada or whatever country you're in, it may be a bit cheaper, but you can't compromise on the products that you're using, especially if you do this as a career. But I guess if you want to like on your own, then like just on your own nails, then I guess that'd be fine. But when your client leaves your chair, like that's your work. That wherever they go, that's your work on their hands. So you have to ensure that it's the best. Anything you put out there has to be the absolute best. And the acrylic brush that I'm using is a size 10, if I can remember. And yeah, I prefer to work with smaller brushes. It's all about preference. I know when starting out, people be like, start smaller and you could like go up in size. But as I said, it's all about preference. So I also do have a size 16 brush, and I sometimes may use that if let's say a nail broke and I want to build back the free edge, then I use that because it has a wider surface. But yeah, I really love my small brush. And you can see, I think this angle is perfect because you can see side, which is very important because looking at the top is very deceiving. Only the top view of looking at your enhancement, it may look like it's too little or too much, but when you look at your side, you see the true what's the word I'm looking for, the true image of the nails. the thickness, if it needs more acrylic, or if you miss any spots or whatever, if it has a lump, anything like that. So always check your nails at the side. Always turn your client's hand. Now for me it's a bit difficult because I do have herbs palsy on my right arm hand, and I guess you can't tell in this video because my right arm hand is significantly smaller than my left, but and it sometimes it does give me a bit challenge doing nails, but I just push through and do what I love. Also, if you want a video on my condition, like a detailed video, just let me know down below if you want to know if you have any challenges with my condition and my career. Let me know and I'll do a sit down video, and yeah, I'll tell y'all. So this is pain right here, where you see that whole up of acrylic that was on the paper. What happened was that I didn't realize the brush was too saturated with the monomer, so then it was too much, and when I dipped it, it was really, really, really wet, and it dropped back down in the powder. Oh my gosh, pain. And by the time I took it out, it was like a whole blob, and I was so mad because obviously that's product that I was wasting. Too much product is, you shouldn't be wasting that amount of product. Like, it's so expensive. The, regardless if you're in the Caribbean or in the United States or or whatever, then nail supplies have gone up significantly, and you want to try and save as much as you can. But you know, sometimes things happen and it's just unavoidable. But yeah. And I always say, like, when I got to the point that, you know, my application was better than it was when I first started, I always try, in my mind when I'm working, I always, like, say, like, what if the current goes off and I can't use my electric foil to, you know, clean up and see the cuticle or whatever. So what I do is I in my head I keep in mind to always work as clean as possible, so I have minimal cleaning up to do with my electric file. But yeah, so, and the paper towel that I use is the Viva Signature Cloth. I swear by it. I love it, I love it, I love it. It's very absorbent. I know a lot of people use Bounty. I can't, no, I don't want to say I've never used Bounty, but I can't remember ever using Bounty. But I swear by Viva, and it's so important to invest in good, you know, napkins or paper cloth, because it helps with taking out any acrylic that is in your brush or any leftover monomer that can cause, you know, your bristles to stick up, and you don't want that because it's just a whole mess. Even in this, like, I found that my application, it was good, but it could have been better. Well, the speeding of my speeding in the application could have been better, but I totally forgot that my brush needed the day in front. I think I did some on my brush and I totally forgot to, you know, clean it thoroughly. So then when I was working, I was like, damn, because I could feel the difference, and I knew that it wasn't at its best performance. So after this video, I did clean my brush thoroughly and it's in good shape now. But yeah, that's food for thought. Always remember to make sure your brush is in good working condition. Make sure there's no lumps. Make sure your bristles aren't sticking together, because that will cause your application to be, you know, a bit like, you know, they have ridges and bumps and stuff. So always keep that in mind. But yeah, also if you want a video on how I clean my brushes, let me know down below and I will film one for you. So Right. And also, when you're doing another reason for checking your nails at the side is to make sure that your apex is in the correct area, which is very important because that minimalizes, I don't know that's a damn word, but what the other word? It minimalizes your chance of breakage because the apex is what gives the nails the most strength, and yeah, you have to make sure it's at a correct angle. And as you can see, I have my client's finger pointed downwards. It's just basic gravity, and what happens then is that I won't have that much work to do if her nails were, straight out or upwards. Then the acrylic will run back, and that would be really bad. So yeah, just always make sure that your client's finger is pointed downwards and just let gravity do the work for you. But I love, like, I watched this video before, but watching it now again while doing this voiceover is really cool. I love how her nails are shaped. Sometimes they bounce in between, like, what's called it, ballerina and coffin, but it also depends on like the artwork. Because sometimes too much artwork, or not artwork, but like glitter or fairy dust or marble, sometimes that could change the shape. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. So I'm gonna let you guys watch this, and if I need to come back and say anything, I will. But yeah, just watch and enjoy. Okay guys, so I am back, and what you're seeing now, I'm just finished up the sum, and I'm done. I'm done with that. Just always remember to cover over your products. You don't want any dust in your acrylic powder. And I switched to my carbide tapered bit, fine bit. This is my favorite bit, sorry. And yeah, it just is so precise. I love it, especially for going around the eponychium, just to make sure everything the acrylic isn't on the skin. If acrylic is on the skin, it will cause your enhancement to lift. So always make sure it is clean, and it's flushed. It's really flushed to the eponychium. But look at the shape already. Like, it's so good. It's so good. It doesn't even need much, but I always just go around and go over just to make sure. And I also use this bit to shape it up a bit before I actually go in with my hand file. But yeah, so yeah, and as I said, it is a fine carbide tapered bit. I guess you could find it at your local nail supply or on Amazon. Yeah, definitely. Just always make sure to go around, do 2 passes just to ensure it's clean. You want to be able to see, you don't want a wide gap, but you just want, you don't want any acrylic on the skin. Always, if you can't pull back, use your other hand to pull back the skin. like that is the hardest thing for me, because with my condition it's very tiring, and I don't know if you can see it in this one, but I may have to like stop for a minute because my hand is so worn out from holding so long. But I just try to push through and get it over with. But you can see the shaping it doesn't need much. If you put too much acrylic on and then you foil it, you're just wasting your money by wasting your product, because all that you just put on, you're literally foiling it back off. So when you go with the foil, all you're doing is just sealing the circumference of the top of the nail, as y'all can see. I'm just making sure everything is as it should. It has a nice arch, a nice apex. Always ensure to just, make sure you're comfortable while working as well, because for the most part, this is your career and you're going to be seeing them for hours on end. Your client will only be like there for 2 hours the most, depending on what they're getting. So yeah, always make sure to just find comfort in whatever you're doing. My face mask that y'all can see is from I think it's Poochie's. Yeah, Poochie's. And that my client was showing me a video that was so hilarious. I was really listening to it, I couldn't really stop to look. But yeah, and see how fast I moved on to the other hand. Just clean up with use the same bit. And then you see I brought over my car lash foil. Like, I swear by these foils. I used to use a lot of I still have one, me a secret one. It isn't bad, but I don't know. I just personally prefer this car lash brand. To me is, I don't know. I just love it. And I only use 80 grit. I just love the precise sharpness. I don't season my foils. I just know how to hold my client's hand so that they don't get cut. To me, when I season a foil, it's like I'm defeating the purpose of buying that specific grit. In some instances you may have to, but I don't know. I just don't, and my clients don't get cut, so to each their own. But yeah. Then after I'm finished doing this, I just love the color of this lantern. Oh my gosh, it reminds me of like a Barbie painter. I don't know, I don't know. I just love it. As I said in my previous video, the name of it is Blossom. It's one of their newer acrylic powders. I totally love it. I think I'll be buying another one as well, which I have to restock this week, and I will maybe, yeah, I think I'll do a vlog on that. Like getting my nail supplies and stuff. So yeah, I could definitely look out for that. I think I'm gonna upload this video maybe tomorrow or today. Cause tomorrow, no, probably today, because I want to film. I have another one I want to film for tomorrow. So yeah, but as you see, I'm really trying to pull back her skin just to make sure I don't miss anything. Just take off any acrylic that is stuck to her skin. And as you can see, the side profile. really satisfying to watch doing nails. I love this. Oh my gosh. But yeah. And you will always use your pinky as an anchor, as like to balance, or else you will cut your client, because you need to be stable enough to go around and around without skipping, or sometimes you may still skip, but it's really important to use your pinky as an anchor. I never realized how long my nails were until I watched this video. But yeah, just always go around and around to ensure, because you do not want lifting. I mean, sometimes lifting does happen. That's just how it is at times, but you can only do your best. And some clients are just prone to lifting, so there's nothing where you can do. Okay, so after I just dust off her nails, check it underneath, I realized I forgot a spot that she had shown me before. So I'm just going back in with the acrylic and just filling that tiny spot. You see the amount of acrylic I used? It wasn't a lot, just a tiny bit to cover that area. And what had happened was that the bottom of her nail, like bottom, was separating from the enhancement, and I just wanted to fill that in so it doesn't get any moisture or air and get a greeny or anything. I mean, if you get a greeny, it's not to be alarmed by it. All it means is that the moisture is trapped, and once you let it get air, then it will go back to normal. Okay, so now I'm using my 8080 grit Carlash hand file, and I'm just perfecting, or just making the size more neater, make sure everything is how it's supposed to be. I go under the nail. I also fill the top, make sure all these sides are neat. Sometimes the thumb is a bit harder to do because of the angle, but you just have to figure it out. Just get all in between there. And the sharper your file is, the more you have a nice crisp shape. And shaping is so important. Like, don't even worry about designs or whatever unless you have your shaping down pat, because the shape can make or break your set. Doesn't matter if you have 1,000,001 designs on your nails and you have crappy shaping, then you're not like doing anything ready. So always make sure your shaping is the best it can be. And I mean, even as a nail tech that I've been in that for 2 years now, and I've learned, and I've seen like my work over the course, and I see some instances where I could like improve on. I know that's okay. Let's look at your work. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Like, don't be overly criticizing yourself. Just do the best you can. And once your client is happy and you're happy, that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Okay, so in this part I went back because I realized that it could have been a bit neater there. And always go back in. Doesn't matter if you think you've done that. Like, always go back in and check your work. And I love to flip my client's hand like this, so I can see her view, like from her point of view. That's how her nails will look. So I get to see exactly what I need to do within, the shaping and stuff like that. So I'm just perfecting the shape. It is like my favorite part. This is literally my favorite part. I love to see the shaping, to a T, and everything is just, I love it. I really, really love it. There's nothing I love it. But it's such a pretty print. Like, I definitely recommend the acrylic. Valentino is such a good brand. I just going underneath the nail just to clean up anything that needs to be cleaned. Just you don't want the free edge of your nail to be bulky. Like, no, that's gonna throw off the shape. So by any means necessary, always make sure to keep the free edge. You don't want it too thin that it's gonna break, but thin enough that you can see the shape as it should be. And the tapered bit is perfect for this because it's smaller at the top, so you get a nice crisp shape. Always inspect the nails from all angles. And as I said, always go back in if you need to. Now you see the angle her hand is at as was giving problems too, but you just work and do you have to do. So now I'm going in back with my sanding band, and I don't use a buffer. I prefer to use a sanding band. It just gives me a very smooth surface, but without leaving it too smooth, because as we know, gel polish can't stick to a too smooth surface, so you still want a little roughness, but not too rough. Roughness that inside the acrylic, not like, I don't know how to really explain it, but enough that when you rub your hand over it, it's smooth, but you really know it isn't like that smooth because you're using a sanding band. This also is my favorite part. And you can always flip your sanding band because sometimes it may get dull because of the grit it is. I think I did change out the sanding band while doing this again. I'm not sure, but yeah. And always remember, sanding bands they aren't reusable. So as soon as you're done with one client, just throw it in the garbage. Sometimes I go through like 4 sanding bands with one client because if I realize it is dull, it gets dull. Right, you see, I'm changing up my sanding band right here because I realized it wasn't doing what it was supposed to. It wasn't giving what it was supposed to. So I changed out and got a brand new one, and immediately I saw the difference. So that's what you want. You don't want any dull, because if it's dull, you're working harder but still not working because it's like nothing's happening. So always, I just love her nails. Oh my gosh, the shaping, everything is just to die for. But as I go with my sanding band, I'm also cleaning up the sides if need be. Just perfecting the edge, the free edge. Just go around and make sure the shape is what you want. And I'm dusting off our hands. They are finished. Clean up the dust. And it's time for polish. Oh yeah, I forgot that little bit there. I had to go back just to think, but that was done. And spray some alcohol. Scrub, 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 scrub. Look at that shape. So perfect. Love it, love it, love it. So the color we went in, oh, my lamp is a Sun UV 5 something, I can't remember, but it works really good. I also have to buy a new lamp very soon, but you know, this oldie goldie is serving me well, so I'm not gonna give up on her yet. So the color that we went in with was Euphoria by Legacy Nails. Legacy Nails is quite a popular brand in Barbados. I'm not sure how popular it is in other countries, but it's really good. It's really thick. It's very, very, very thick. Pigmented. It lasts really long. And you only need 2 coats with this. I think I have 2 colors. No, I have 3. I have this blue, I have a red, and I have a green. And I haven't tried the green as yet, but this blue is a fave of my clients. Like, a lot of my clients have got this blue. Well, this client said it was like a turquoise, but I don't know. But either way, it's really pretty, and I love it, and my clients love it, and I love that they love it. Okay, so you can see that brush there I use as to clean up. I use my 2 bottles there as acetone, as alcohol, and I can't tell the difference because I haven't marked. But yeah, I skipped that nail because we will be doing a really pretty accent nail on that, and you guys will get to see it. But yeah, so always make sure and clean, look at your nail and clean around, because once you put it in the lamp and it's dried, it's gonna take way longer to get off than if you had just clean it with some alcohol or acetone when it happens. I think my hand untouched that, we went back in there, but yeah, it's a really pretty, really pretty blue. And as I said, it's called Euphoria. So you could check out Legacy Nails if you choose to. Always have some paper on deck because you don't want to have a saturated brush with acetone or alcohol and go around the circumference of the nail and then ruin the polish. So just press down on one side and wait. I like to start from the bottom of the nail and the free edge and go up towards the eponychium. This blue is so pretty. I love it. It's beyond. I can't wait for you guys to see the end. It's so pretty. So if you're in Barbados, you could book an appointment with me. Okay, so have her hand in there for 60 seconds. But I think I put it back on for another because the thumb sometimes doesn't get the lamp like it should. So yeah, like, look at that shine, like that's so neat. Like, I love it. I'll also be filming a video of when I do my nails. I think I'll be doing it this week. I'm not sure, but you'll know because I'll post it. I'm not sure what color. I know for sure June I'm doing green nails, but I'm not sure I'm doing for May. This color is so pretty. I think I'm gonna buy some more Legacy Nails polishes. Ooh, look at that shine. This is just one coat, guys. I haven't even applied the second coat as yet. So you could imagine how the second coat is gonna look. It's gonna be really pretty. And you do not oversaturate your brush with polish. That will leave you in a very messy situation, because then all the polish will be running over all over the place and your nails will be super bulky and take away the shape. So always remember, you don't want too much polish on your nails. Thin coats only. And it also thin coats help with the drying process. If your polish is too thick, it will not cure properly. So that's a tip there. Okay, and just make sure every area is polished. And while I'm doing this, I let her keep her hand in the lamp just to ensure that all her nails are dry, especially the thumb, because sometimes that could be so troublesome. Oh, well, that's rhymed. But yeah, so I put in that hand and then move on to the other hand. Second coat now. This color is so pretty. So my refills, I decided to add on 2 accent nails with it, because a lot of my clients weren't getting any accent nails or whatever. When I first started out doing nails, I bought a lot of foil and stickers and stuff like that. And I also received a lot from supportive family members and stuff, but no one's ever chose to get those. So I decided just to include 2 accent nails within the refill appointment. And that also includes full sets as well, just to use them up and have a different variety of photos from my nails portfolio, basically like Instagram and social media and stuff. So I think that was a really good idea on my part, because now I don't have just basic nails, just one color nails or stuff like that. So yeah. And sorry, as I said, this is the second coat that I'm applying on her nails, and as I'm finished this, then I will be moving on to her accent nails, which are gonna be so gorgeous and so pretty. It's so easy to do, and it really does make a difference to have some different styles on your clients, so people can see a variety of options when they're booking. Me personally, I'm not very artistic. Like, well, I guess I could say I am, but not an organized artistic. I would just put a whole bunch of lines together and different shapes and stuff, and that's art as well. But I don't like to be conform to rules of art. I believe art is anything you make it to be, and yeah, so that's basically my thoughts on that. But let's look at that thumb. Oh my gosh, I love it. So pretty, so pretty. Just making sure all have polish on them. I see that little blob there on my desk. That happened because I didn't really have so much polish on my brush, so it just dropped off there. I can't remember if I end up using it or not, but just try not to waste your products, because that bottle of polish was $22. Yeah, so but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's probably the best $20 you ever spent in that brand. So it's definitely worth buying. She has some polish there on her skin, so I was just trying to clean it. Just cleaning up that nail. And I went for the other polishes because we're doing a very cute design on that nail. And y'all are about to see it. So first I'm going with the blue, again with like a hot pink. And then I go in with purple, which is basically empty, and I have to restock on that. That's a secret. I'm not sure if I will restock on that particular one, but I have to get a purple. And now I will be doing a marble. Marble design is so quick and so easy and so versatile. Like, if I could marble every one of my clients, I would. But not like a 10 nail marble, just on 2 nails or maybe 2 or whatever. So right now I'm going in with a top coat. I didn't use blooming gel. I prefer top coat for this. It does the same thing basically, and it's really, really pretty. And y'all are gonna see what I mean. So I'm just going with my brush. I just use basically any brush that I can get my hands on, and pick an angle and just go. And the reason for using the top coat is because it spreads the polish, so it's really pretty. I really liked how this looked with just at the bottom, but eventually she decided she just wanted the whole nail to be marble. She didn't want, to look like a French or anything. And I was fine with that. Any day it was her nails. So I personally love how this looks right now. Super pretty. I would just let her see it so she could tell me if she wanted more, like, exactly where she wanted it and stuff like that. I always ask her clients if they're happy with it, and if they want it adjusted or whatever. I think dealing with like multiple colors is so messy. It's beyond messy, but it's totally worth it. Only thing I don't really like working with is like glitters. Like I hate like glitter everywhere. I don't like it, but whatever, is like a part of the job. So yeah, I definitely love purple because that's definitely done for. So I'm just applying the top coat again, and going in with my marble. And this is super cute. I can't wait to see what other marbles she gets in the next 2 weeks. Like, it's so pretty. Super, super pretty. And just find like a nice pattern that I would like and just go with the flow. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty in art. Art is not perfection. It's whatever you make it to be. This is a really pretty nail. Like, I really, really love this. Is probably one of my favorite sets thus far. I always make sure to clean at the sides. And with marble, you don't do 2 coats of the same marble. Just do that one, you put on your top coat, which is what you see me doing right here. And my top coat was literally like empty. Like, I wish it got in the frame where I was literally like beating it out. But here she wanted some more marble, and that's the only reason then I put more. She wanted it for the look, so that's why I went back into that.
Yeah, it's my favorite color combination.
So this is so pretty. Oh
I'm
my
thinking
gosh.
maybe those browns.
Oh yeah, and
Because I haven't done brown yet, and I didn't And
some
that'll be a
thought,
cute
no,
marble
I'm just
too.
going back in
Yeah,
with
With
the
brown.
different
oil,
tones of
and
brown.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
neatening up the edges because the
I
top
don't know, I think
coat
I'm making a
or
little
the
mama now,
polish
like the green.
kind
Now
of
that,
takes
you
away
know,
from
Yeah.
the
that marble
shape,
is like
so it was just
a
perfecting
mix of all
the shape
the green
over,
Colors
colors.
together.
and this is my
Yeah.
favorite part because yeah, definitely my favorite part. This marble is so pretty. I've enclosed photos of the nails in this
You think
video,
we'll come for 10 tomorrow?
so
Yes.
I really hope you
That
guys
sounds about right.
enjoyed
Yeah.
watching me work, and
Cause I'm
I
hungry,
will
girl.
be having
Hungry,
these
and I gotta do my
videos
hair. Like that's
every
a
week,
whole.
sometimes
So
twice a
before
week,
you,
depends on
from
my
little,
schedule, but I will
you have to
definitely
like
try
wash
to
your hair
film
before
every
or?
time I
Well, I was
have
scheduled for
an
tomorrow.
appointment.
Okay.
My
Uh-huh.
auntie's there
I want to go
dusting
to
off her
Boatyard.
nails,
So I was
Oh.
like, can I reschedule?
and
But
I'm
she's
gonna
like,
put
she
on some
unavailable.
top
She's like, I
coat,
can do tonight though. And I was
sorry,
like,
some
oh.
cuticle oil. I
You know, like
love, this
now,
is
you know what I mean?
Cuccio, this
Oh.
is the
Now
vanilla
I'm
bean
kind
and
of tight
sugar,
on
and it
time
smells so
because of the last
edible, like
minute
I love it.
reschedule.
Mm-hmm. Well, so she
I
had you
also put
scheduled
top
for
coat underneath her
Tomorrow, and I
head
was like, can we do
because
Sunday?
it's very important. You just
And then
can't
she was
put
like, we can't
cuticle
do
oil
Sunday.
on
And then
top
she was
and
like, maybe Monday.
neglect
And
the
then she was like, well,
oil.
how
So
about tonight? And I was like,
I always remember to
cool, I
add
could do
cuticle
tonight, but now
oil
I have to like
at the
just
bottom of
be
your nails,
faster.
and I think
Now I have to do my hair now.
yeah. Everything.
and
How much she
right
charge you?
now the nails are done.
45.
I really hope it's really
I think it's
fun
great because I divided by
I think
two.
it had color or
And how much
something,
spots of hair you
but
have to
I
play?
really hope you
Huh?
guys
How much spots of hair
enjoyed,
you have to play?
learned
Um,
something, and
Girl, I
let
think
me
she
know
used
what you
one
think
pack, but I'm gonna
down below in the
get new
comments.
hair because I dyed my
Let me
hair.
know
So I now need
what
the
you
hair to match.
learned or
So I gotta get
whatever
probably
the
2
case is,
packs,
because
and
I
then I'll
really
have a whole
enjoyed
bunch
this video.
left over.
I really
But
Right,
enjoyed
yeah.
making
just
this
it's always good
video.
to be
I
safe.
myself have watched
It's
it
so
twice
true.
already because
Girl, you know what
I was
I mean?
practicing watching myself
Girl,
work.
I'd rather have
Like
way
I
more
said to
I've
me
hair.
never done it
already.
before,
Girl, I'd rather
and
have way
I was
because
really
I'm gonna keep
happy
getting my hair
to be
braided.
able
So
to.
Right.
I'm really
So
saving myself a trip
It's
by
so
buying
true.
more hair. You
thank
know
you
what I
so
mean?
It's
much
true.
for
And then sometimes they be sold out, that kind of shit. So it's like
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
see your
yeah.
hair that you like,
don't
get
forget
your
to
known and
like,
One
get a
comment, and
point.
couple
subscribe. I
because
really
you
love
come back and oh, we don't have that
interacting with
color
y'all.
because it's a popular color. You know what I mean?
It's
And
true.
as I stated before, I will include photos
Yes,
of
this
the
is
work
so cute.
afterwards.
Well, I might go to Sheraton, eat something.
And you full court?
Yes, so I want to go to their
Feeling
beauty
her
supply
nails
too.
perfection.
I don't know, I'm gonna go to
Make
Oysters
sure
first. They got it at
everything
Oysters.
is as it
But
should
just
Is there a
sometimes
store in Think Cheaper in Sheraton, Paradise
so
Beauty?
pretty. She
That's where I
loves
go.
her
That's very,
nails,
very
like,
convenient
oh my
place. But
gosh,
they sell here as well.
beyond pretty,
Well, like how cheap we talking?
beyond
Well, it is $12
beyond.
a day.
Look at that apex lace. This is what I was telling you
But
about.
see, I
So
think
make sure
I'm
your
gonna just go to
apex
Oysters because
is
it's always about
pretty,
convenience.
Yeah,
and
it's
Because I'm
true.
like
it's
push
gonna
for
look good.
time
I like to
to
pay extra. I don't mind paying extra
start this
for
process
Oil
of
to
washing because it's the wash, deep condition, and the blow dry. Like that's,
Yeah.
those are
also, you
steps.
can even add that as
That
add-on.
is
Like you can
steps.
style it with a couple of, which I do, but I ran out a couple weeks ago and was waiting on my supply
Today I'm
for
not
working
wearing anything that
the
matches
pens,
this,
but
but
yeah, that's some
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
tips for some extra money.
So it was making the eraser for the
Just
camera
make sure
for
all
tomorrow anyway. So.
is
Say that
as it
again?
should
No, I was saying
be.
I'm gonna put it in the thing for tomorrow,
And
but
that
I
is
scheduled my
it.
thing got booked
Her
2 days in
nails
advance or before,
moisturize.
so
Just massage the oil
right,
into
yeah.
her nails, into her skin,
It's
and
so cute. And the other
that
hand.
is it. Her nails are done.
Okay, so this
And I want
is
you
the
guys to
final
see
result.
how gorgeous
Don't
her nails
fall.
are. Super gorgeous.
That's
But
it.
look at these nails, guys. Oh, hi. But look at her nails. Super gorgeous. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, super gorgeous. Yes. and this is the end result. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time.